Need some water. I've been talking so much. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the perfect palette tag part 1. And I really have been wanting to do this tag for a while, but for whatever reason it just kept getting pushed to the back, and I just decided, you know what, we're not leaving 2016 without having done at least perfect palette tag 1. So we're going to be doing that today, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have the questions on my phone. So the first question says best packaging, and I actually gave best packaging to the I Heart Makeup, I Heart Chocolate palettes. I'm just holding up one, but in particular I just love all these because they're different colored chocolate palettes. I wanted to show this one specifically because it's a yellow chocolate palette, but also this packaging is really sturdy. I mean, it's not super chunky, it's not the thinnest, but I think this is a good size in terms of, you know, the length of it and stuff. So it's not like a super chunky palette or anything like that, and I think it's really pretty. So I gave it to this one, and if you're wondering what the inside looks like, it's just brown gold bronzy goodness. So this is one of my favorite palettes, but I decided to give that one for best packaging. The second question is best color payoff. Now for the next like 3 questions, know that Lorac Pro 1 literally could have been the answer for all of those, but I wanted to show you different palettes that are in my collection. Maybe some of you haven't heard me talk about as much, so just know that Lorac Pro 1 is a standing for all of these. Now with that being said, some other palettes that I think have amazing pigmentation. I know I've talked about these a lot, so I'm just going to quickly mention it. These are my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Amazing pigmentation, just so consistently pigmented. And I know you might be wondering, like, why are you mentioning Makeup Geek? These are single eyeshadows. This isn't really an eyeshadow palette. Well, the reason why I'm mentioning these in particular is because this is actually the Makeup Geek starter kit, and you can actually buy these eyeshadows as a bundle like I did and put them in your own Z palette, or you can actually buy these in a palette. Yes, you can actually buy these in a palette. I think it's called the Makeup Geek Starter Kit with the Vault, with the Makeup Geek Vault, and it has like Makeup Geek logo on it. So you can actually buy these as an actual palette, or you can just buy the bundle and put them in a palette. So that's why I'm actually counting these as a palette. I kind of wish I would have bought the actual Vault that went with it and bought them actually with the Vault versus buying them separately, but still, that's why I'm considering them a palette, and they have amazing pigmentation. So, and that's again just the regular Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Oh, I can't even close it. I haven't tried the duochromes or the foils, so I can't really speak to how good or bad they are, but the regular Makeup Geek eyeshadows I really like. And then another one I just wanted to quickly give a shout out to. I feel like I don't shout this out as much as I should. These are the NYX Avant Pop eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to quickly show them to you. The pigmentation on these is really good. They are so pigmented, and they just, the shadows just do so well on the eye. So this one is called Nueve Chic, and it's probably the one that I've used the most. Oh, just beautiful. This brown, everything a brown should be. I'm gonna quickly show you the other ones. This one right here is in the shade Art Throb. I love using these colors right here as lid pops, and also on the lower lash line, especially this green right here. Try this on your lower lash line. It's so beautiful. So love that one. And then this one has really worked its way up as one of my top favorites. In particular, I think it's because of these 4 eyeshadows right over here. I mean, is that not just a beautiful quad? It's just the look on the eye. But I'm also loving these cooler tone shades. Every shade in here just works so well together. Love the pigmentation again. I really, really like the Avant Pop eyeshadow palette. Oh, my nose keeps itching. Okay. The next question says most versatile. So I actually decided to give that one to the Lorac Pro palette, and the reason why I'm considering this the most versatile is because, first of all, you have a whole row of mattes, whole row of shimmers, and just the range of colors. I mean, you can go just as soft and light as you want to, or you can go just as deep and smoky as you want to. Today I actually have on a black smoky eye. I don't know if you can tell or not, and I used my Makeup Geek eyeshadows only to achieve that, but I could have easily used my Lorac eyeshadows to give me the same black smoky eye that I'm wearing today. And I just love the pigmentation in these eyeshadows, so I wanted to mention that one for most versatile. And then the next question is Number 4, best for traveling. Which ones did I pick? Okay, so again, Lorac Pro could have been a thing, but I decided to show you 2 others. Now, first, I kind of wanted to throw it back a little bit and mention a palette that I don't know when is the last time I mentioned this on my channel, but this is the BH Cosmetics and Missy Lynn collaboration, and it's the highlighter and baked it's the eyeshadow and baked highlighter palette from BH Cosmetics, and you get a nice size mirror, and then these colors are just my type of colors. So this is a palette I used to travel with all the time. It would be in my purse, and I also loved it because the mirror was so huge and I could prop it up against something and do my makeup like at home on the floor or something like that. This shade right here, I just love a good burnt orange for transition, for crease. Love it. And also these 2 shades right here, I don't really like them as highlighters. I prefer these as shades on the lid. I wet them and then I use them on the lid. On my cheeks, they just looked like glitter, so I did not like them for that reason, but I really do like this palette. So this is one I used to travel with all the time. I don't use it as much for travel. And then another one I wanted to mention is In the Palm of Your Hand, Greatest Hits Volume 1. This palette is really, first of all, it's slender, and so I love that. You gave me a mirror, always give me a mirror. And then this is a palette that has eyeshadows in it, but also face products. So you have 3 blushes, 2 blushes, also double as eyeshadows. This is a bronzer. I actually use this as a crease shade because it's just, oh, I hope I'm not blinding you all this time, sorry. And then this shade right here, like I was saying, it's just not deep enough for me to be a bronzer, but I can use it on my eyes as a crease shade. And then you have 4 eyeshadows, and they're all from really well-known palettes. All of these things are, they're really iconic products in their line. Then they gave you the Mary Luminizer, which is one of their most iconic highlighters, but you can also use this on the eyes as an eyeshadow. And then they gave 2 cream products. This one is actually a lip and cheek tint, so you can use it on the cheeks as blush, which I have, and it's also a really pretty soft mauve color on the lips. And then they gave you a lipstick, and this thing is pigmented, so don't let it fool you because it come out the door with pigmentation. And you have a separate flap, so I just love that. I travel with that often. And also I find during the school year, I use this a lot because it's just so much in one palette, so I don't have to be jumping around when I'm trying to get my makeup done fast. So that is the other one I wanted to mention for best for traveling. And then biggest regret, now this one was kind of hard for me only because I purged my makeup earlier this year, or was it last year? I don't know. I think it was earlier this year. I normally purge like once a year if there are old things or anything like that. And so the palette I would have mentioned are those slender hard candy eyeshadow palettes. They were like the Trendsetter palettes or something like that, and I just found them to be like kind of flaky, a little powdery, and just the pigmentation just was not there for me. But what I did find in my collection is this palette from NYX called Sex Bomb, and this is when I was first getting into NYX, and I just kept getting dud after dud after dud. And I'm gonna consider this a biggest, excuse me, I'm going to consider this one a biggest regret because it's like half the palette I can't use. These 3 shades are pretty pigmented and they work really well, but then these shades, there's just no pigmentation. And I was so disappointed because I was like, oh, that's going to be great, but just no pigmentation. So I don't know if I got a dud or what. I don't even know if you can tell how hard I scrub my brush in that shade trying to get some pigmentation. I have to work so hard, and I just feel like if I could go back to that day in Target, you know, I probably would just set this down. So that is going to be my biggest regret. And then the next one is best color names. Now, I decided to go with another Makeup Revolution palette. I love the names of their shadows. And this is the Death by Chocolate palette. And this one is actually a cool toned eyeshadow palette. And I think it's so beautiful. So that's what the shadows look like. But the names, they're a little freaky. I'm gonna be honest with you. So listen to this. Don't Let Go, Break Me Up, Consume Me, Lick Me, One More Bar, Devour Me, Tear the Wrapper, Dipped, Tease Me. The other names aren't as freaky, but there's some freaky names in here. But I think it's kind of fun, and so it's just so funny. Like if you're doing your makeup with your friends, what shadow did you just use? Lick Me. What? So I just think that's funny, but I really do like this eyeshadow palette, and it's one of the only cool toned eyeshadow palettes I have. So when I'm in the mood for cool, this is what I go to. And then the final question is, oh no, I lied. There's another question. This one, number 7, says least used. And I'm gonna have to give that to, sadly, my LA Color 16 color eyeshadow palette in the shade Smokin'. I don't know why this is my least used. The only thing I can even think of is because the fallout is just so bad. But I have other eyeshadow palettes that have fallout that's not great, and I still use them. And it's not that it's colorful, because I'm not afraid of color. I feel like you guys can't see my makeup a lot, but I venture with my eyeshadow. Again, like I said, today I have on a black smoky eye. But I don't know, like they just crumble so easy. And so a lot of times during the school year, this palette just feels high maintenance to me. Okay, and then the final question, number 8, says most used, most loved desert island palette. I'm going to cheat because I just can't pick. And I'm going to say, I'm going to be a cheater, and I'm going to sneak 2 palettes. And it's going to be my Lorac Pro 1, again, for all the reasons I named before. I don't know what I couldn't do with this eyeshadow palette. I could do whatever my heart desired. So I got to take that one. But then I love these so much that I got to take these, because maybe I'm just going to be in a makeup geek mood, or maybe I'm just going to be in a Lorac mood. But I find these to be so pigmented as well, and they just work so well, blend out easily. So most used, most loved, desert island. These 2. So my camera battery is about to die. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.